I have a big voice that sometimes people mistake it for something else. But it's really a big voice. So I'd rather not use a mic. I am very happy to be doing Godspell with, first of all, with a powerhouse cast. And I'm deeply honored, and I want to say this. I'm deeply honored to be working again with MusicArtes. We have done a number of work together, and quite beautiful, integrative works. I think very significant to the world of music and theater. We have done Madame Butterfly to a full house in the Cultural Center. I think we hold the record of selling the most number of programs until now, 3,500 programs. And people don't usually buy the programs, but now for Madame Butterfly, we set it in the bombing of Hiroshima. So that was the new thing about Madame Butterfly. We did La Bohème, and in La Bohème, whoever thought that the Aura Hall would come up with the best acoustics? Because people were telling me that the acoustics in that hall were that good. But I knew that there was a way of solving that beautiful hall by just putting a larynx. So our sets were beautifully constructed from the point of view of a person looking up at the Paris skies. So the sets were constructed in a perspective that led to a round larynx of sky. And we bridged the stage and the audience with cafe tables like this, so that you felt like you were in a cafe in Paris watching watching people suffer while you were in a cafe. But we did the maids here to inaugurate the Mirror Studio Theater, and I and Shay, we thought of putting mirrors everywhere, being able to open and close the screens, do intimate theater, and soon we will be doing opera intima, which we started actually with opera rocks, and we showcased emergent opera singers, and MusicArtes is very proud in telling you that many of those emergent opera singers who we produced and who we showcased in the vignettes from different operas have now gone on to receive international awards and fellowships, and 3 of them have now gone to Guildhall in London to pursue their studies and making good in competitions. And I'm very, very happy about that. And because it's in MusicArtes, we just don't do work that is like a product. For us, it's very important to call the talent of young artists. So, how do we do this? By merging excellent artists who have worked all their lives, like Menchu. Well, Menchu was in Sound of Music, which was what, all but 16 going on 17. Yes. And merging the stalwarts of theater with emergent artists. Like Olive Oil here. And Gab, you know. And of course, the brilliant stars now of musical theater. You have like Hoppers and Topper, and Toppers. I'm very proud of Topper. He has gone on to become an excellent director and actor. He was in our workshop here, because we do workshops as well. He was my student in the master class in directing, and he's gone on to win awards for that field. And we're very proud about this. So, in other words, when I'm talking with you now, this is also part of that process. And this is part of a larger process. And that's what I want to talk to you about. 4 years ago, I did Hinabig Pakpak ng Aking Mga Anak, which is a play about street children. And in the process of immersion, I realized that there's one disease which Dante, in his La Divina Commedia, speaks about, that has attacked our nation. And that is indifference. We are indifferent to problems of social justice. We're indifferent to the problems of street children, of moral decay. We're so used to murder and hunger that for us, it's all right. If we're in our cars and a street child knocks on our window, and then when we put down the window screen, the face that we come face to face with should be our face as well. I said, okay, I do a play about social justice. I do it in UP. What can I do to attract other sectors of society that will speak about social justice? And I said, Godspell. So that was what? 3 years ago. I said, J, Godspell. That's musical, we only do operas yet. Let's start. Maybe we could try a musical. Last November, Jay, Valencia, Gloriosa, who has been working, I and Jay have been working, by the way, together for many years. People who don't know this, is I and Jay work with a group called Tanghalang Bayan, a group of actors who were jeepney drivers, out-of-school youth, laborers, and of course subversives during the martial law period. Okay? We were doing work in basketball courts in Tondo, going into the esteros, presenting plays in the streets and in plazas. Jay and I have gone a long, long way. We were together the night before martial law, and we were told by the soldiers at the National Press Club where we were rehearsing. Remember that, Jay? He said, go home now, said. Martial law has been declared, even before it was declared. So, Jay and I have been working together in significant theater for many years. So, it's not just, as you can see, just like Jay's not just a producer, Jay's a conscientious producer of plays. And before she does anything, I know that comes with it is a choice why we are doing this play. So, I was able to talk to her about doing Godspell, and that it would do good to do Godspell again. So in that way, I thought, okay, now, Godspell is a cutie play. Cutie musical. And you see the script. It's written in 1971. It's cutie because it's about actors playing roles, and they're doing, at that time it was new. The play within the play concept, So it's like going into the tradition of Pirandello, Pirandellan plays, Pirandello's plays of play within a play within a play. So, and at that time the issues were Vietnam War, peace, love, yeah man, things were going on. So the love that was being preached there was the love for a peace, love, man, community kind of thing, right? So. Yes, I'm a theist. and so, in 1970, in 2011, another version was done. It didn't change very much, except that it tried to use the world of the electronics. So, the music, if you see the music, there's a lot of electronic thing happening because the rise of the cell phone, the social media, and the idea of the alienated man is the one that is concentrated on to show what Jesus Christ tries to do, to put alienated people together. Now I'm doing Godspell, but I'm doing it in the Philippines. 3 years have passed since America left Iraq and a devastation was done in that area of the world. Now, Why was Christ born in the Mediterranean crescent? Because from the and I believe it is, from the theological point of view of God, which means God is that God that has no time, God that is the present moment, that is history itself seen in a moment that's stretched through time. So God, that's the meaning of God is omnipresent. It's not just present in place, but omnipresent in time and history as well. So I thought that the idea of the conflict of Israel, Palestine, that was caused by the British, the conflict when the British divided Palestine caused a lot, without choice of the people, caused a lot of problems there. And then Iraq, there was Iran, and America's intervention in that place. And then later on, America's putting a lot of warfare into the place and leaving it just like that for the ISIS to take over. The ISIS. There's so many things that are happening in the world right now. We are part of it too, with the South China Sea problems. Yeah? Our own nation is going through a cataclysm. We don't know why suddenly Duterte has become president. You know? And it shows that the people are tired. Just for a change. Even sometimes if you say, is it an intelligent change? We want a change. And people are calling for it. So which means there is a fruit that is occurring right now within us and in the world. And I thought, it is a time for God's will. It's a time for us to look again at what Christ says, what Christ's parables mean. Never to forget that the mission of the Catholic Church and Christianity is the mission of social justice. The Catholic Church veered away from that throughout history. Yeah? And it's taken again a new Pope, like Francis, to say, no, the Pope will not wear Prada. The devil will. Right? Do you know that I was directing Faust, the tragical history of Dr. Faust. And I was looking for garbs for I was talking with the designer. I want a giant puppet garbed in the full fashion of the Vatican. And they said, he took out an album, take your pick. Do you know that there are designers designing for the Vatican?
They do?
Of course. Prada, Dior, name it. Valentino.
Oh.
Yes. Yes. Shoes yet. Alps, chastels, stoles, you know. Totally designed. Gaultier for the new progressive priests who want to wear something. Outre, maybe Yamamoto later. I don't know. But anyway, that's why the current Pope said, no, I'm not going to wear the Prada that you gave me. The devil can do that. So he's wondering, I mean, you know, so there's this new change. I come from the University of Notre Dame. I was hired there as a tenured professor. When I left UP, I retired from UP after teaching there for 33 years. And many of the people who are now working in this production were my students there. John Battaglia, the lighting designer, Dexter Santos, who's a choreographer, and Miko, so many of them who are my students, and therefore I'm very, very honored to be working with them again. But in this current thing now of shifting to a Catholic university, what is it and why did I stay, teaching in the Catholic University of Notre Dame? It was because the University of Notre Dame carries the mission of the Catholic Church of social justice. And my bio shows that I'm a faculty fellow of the Kellogg Institute for International Studies, which is an institute that goes into peace studies in Africa, in the different parts of Latin America, and has sent students to the Philippines as well. We have students from here who are fellows there as well. So there is still the connection. And last year I did a film. I transposed the play that I wrote, Hinabing Pakpak ng Aking Mga Anak, into this film called Hinabing Pakpak. And the one who produced it was the University of Notre Dame. So I'm here also because they allow me to do work in the Philippines, which is great. I come here every year to do work. So those of you who think that I'm not here, I'm here every year. People say, especially many of those who would like to think that I have left. I have not left. I'm here every year and I do work. It meant my work maybe may be quiet because I do work with the marginalized, not with the mainstream. I like doing work with marginalized theater, marginalized topics. So, there. I would like you to see Godspell, which is a musical for our times. I have transposed this musical as a portal for us to have a vision of ourselves. And in that beautiful song, for us to know that we can build a city of God, as Jesus says, but also build a city of man. So it is the examination of ourselves, a reflection of ourselves, and I'm very happy that in the process of directing this, I and the cast have been quite theological in our discussions and applying what we know, asking ourselves, and really talking among ourselves about the meaning of Christ in our lives. And that, for me, has been the most important thing about directing this musical. So, and we know that. It's been a wonderful experience doing it. Very humane experience, because then, you know, these actors, our actors are not actors who are like, yeah, to explain, where they don't come from the marginalized classes, but there are many of them have suffered going through the years of trying to articulate themselves as an artist. So now it's also their time to articulate themselves as artists who are wanting to merge with social awareness and social consciousness, and also the idea of the possibility of man meeting God, which I think we do every day by day.
Day by day.